Senate to transfer National Social Investment Program Agency to the Presidency for efficiency.
Every beneficiary of government patron would be very proud to be named in various communities that, yes, indeed, government recognizes me.
House of Representatives passes resolution to stabilize the naira.
As the value of the naira continues to lose value and depreciates against the dollar and other foreign currencies, foreign investors may be deterred.
Plus, Minister of Information and Orientation charges NTA to drive administration's value reorientation program.
One of my ambitions as the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation is to ensure the modernization of the public information platforms.
A very good evening to you and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Ene Ojanuba. The National Social Investment Program Agency may soon be transferred to the Presidency from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs for enhanced efficiency, transparency and accountability. This is sequel to the passage of the second reading of the NSIPA Act Amendment Bill at the Senate. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The bill, sponsored by Senate leader Ogbeyemi Bamidele, enumerated the essence of the amendments which other lawmakers agreed would enhance social welfare.
The passage of this bill will ensure continuity and sustainability of the National Social Investment Program Agency as a reliable tool to solve poverty problems in Nigeria.
Is something that will help the poor of the poor. We are here for them. They are the most vulnerable.
Every beneficiary of government patron would be very proud to be named in various communities that, yes, indeed, government recognizes me and government has seen my plight. And the person will go to church, will go to the mosque to go and pray for government.
The Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria Repeal and Reenactment Bill, which seeks support to DICON to improve local production of weapons and other defense equipment for Nigerian armed forces, has also been passed. Senate resolved to investigate crude oil theft in the Niger Delta region following a motion from Senator Ned Nwoko and two other senators.
There have been accusations and counter-accusations of oil bunkering and various other crimes. These allegations underscore the significant level of sabotage.
Combined total of what you can cut away in drums cannot explain 100, 200, 300, 400, 500,000 barrels per day be stolen.
The menace of insurgency and terrorism in Niger State and other parts of Nigeria was raised by Sani Musa as Senate calls for the deployment of troops to protect the unarmed population.
Those who sponsor illegal mining also found banditry and cattle rustling in mining communities in order to incite violence among cattle breeders and rearers.
The motion from Senator Sunday Katung calling for assistance to ginger farmers in Kaduna State following an estimated 10 billion naira loss due to the outbreak of disease was adopted.
Disturbed about the public health risk of this deadly disease because research has revealed that organisms that affect plants may develop some sort of host jumping.
Meanwhile, the Chairman Senate Committee on Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, Senator Babangida Usaini, has, as the inaugural meeting of the committee said, Parliament will key into the present administration's agenda of improving road infrastructure across the country. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has called for deeper collaboration between Nigeria and the United States. He made the call while addressing a delegation from the American Embassy in Nigeria, led by the Charge d'Affaires, David Green. Akpabio noted the role of the United States in entrenching democracy and democratic values across the world. He urged the American government not to relent in its role of providing leadership in the global community.
I look forward to collaborating with you. Please link us properly with your Congress people and the Democratic Institute in America for us to have proper training and retraining in order to build capacity for our own legislators in general, not just in the Senate, not just in the House of Representatives, but across the nation.
President of the Senate, as well as those present to congratulate them, to introduce myself and to simply express my aspiration that we be able to work together to achieve great things for both the Nigerian and the American people.
Mr. Green said his team is seeking collaborative efforts with the Nigerian Senate on multiple fronts. He was hopeful that both countries can find ways to work together for the collective good for the Nigerian people. The House of Representatives has passed a resolution urging the Central Bank of Nigeria to urgently implement monetary policy adjustments to reclaim and stabilize the naira from its free fall against the dollar. Sequel to a motion by Representative Ismaila Haruna Dabo, the House mandated its Committee on Banking Regulation to also investigate the use of US dollars and other foreign currencies as legal tender for domestic transactions in the country. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikpen has details.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Ismaila Haruna Dabo, in his motion, calls attention to the rising naira to dollar exchange rate, saying it is taking a toll on transactions affecting the common man and instigating speculative activities in the forex market.
As the value of the naira continues to lose value and depreciate against the dollar and other foreign currencies, foreign investors may be deterred from investing in Nigeria. This is 200 cedi, is of Ghana, is equivalent to 14,800 naira of Nigerian money.
His motion stirs a debate on measures needed to stabilize the naira.
If you want to fly some of the foreign airlines, they charge you in dollars. Mr. Speaker, it is illegal and it should be stopped.
What is putting pressure on our currency today is that we are import dependent.
We all have worked abroad. We all change naira to dollars. We are all guilty of this. The central bank governor has been confirmed now for almost 2 weeks. We have not had a policy statement from the central bank governor on this very, very important subject matter.
If it were in a developed country that you wake up the next day and the currency shifts a little bit, somebody will leave his job.
Majority Leader Julius Ihonwere led a debate on the resolution asking the Federal Ministry of Works to urgently reconstruct dilapidated federal highways in Edo State, which connect the South-South geopolitical zone to other parts of the country.
Whether you are coming in from the north, you can pass through Edo State, from the east, from the southwest, south-south, all go through Edo State, but there are no roads. People are spending 1 week, several weeks in those areas.
Following a motion of urgent public importance, the House urged the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to immediately take steps towards combating the strange fungi disease affecting ginger production in Kaduna State.
The fungal disease affecting ginger production in southern Kaduna has become an epidemic, which has caused the farmers to lose over 10 billion worth of ginger sales, and the disease is still rapidly destroying their crops.
20 outstanding bills from the Ninth Assembly were referred to the Committee of the Whole for reconsideration, including the Broadcasting Practitioners Council of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2023. From the National Assembly, Mitari Ikpen, NTA News.
Minister of Information and Orientation charges NTA to drive administration's value reorientation program.
51 days after assuming office as the Minister of Information and National Orientation, NTA headquarters in Abuja was the minister's first port of call. NTA's Director General Saliu Abdul Hamid Dembos led top management staff of the organization as they took the minister's team on a tour of the major operation areas where the minister had the opportunity to see for himself both men and equipment of the largest television network in Africa, the NTA.
I'm equally pleased to note that you have commissioned 3 new expansive new studios. Of course, I saw all of them. One is still in the making. You have no doubt recorded a lot of progress. I mean, whatever you say about the NTA, it has recorded tremendous progress. One of my ambitions as the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation is to ensure the modernization of the public information platforms under my oversight, of which NTA is the most prominent.
We're able to also expand coverage to reach more viewers through various platforms, including live streaming. Leading in the news breaking through building a strong and reliable network of reportage and correspondence with established some bureaus in the UK, in the US, Egypt, Kenya, Ghana, and of course, South Africa.
The minister reaffirmed his primary mandate to ensure radical reforms of the public media organizations, particularly the Nigerian Television Authority, to sustain its reforms as the leading public broadcaster in Nigeria. He commended the digitization and modernization efforts of the management and promised his support. The Director General and top management staff of the National Broadcasting Commission also played host to the Minister of Information and National Orientation for the first time in about a decade. Here, Mohamed Idris said digital switchover is a mandate his ministry will pursue in order to put the nation's broadcast media on the pedestal of digital space.
It's important for NBC to step up its public engagement, for people to understand that the NBC is not just about sanction, it is also about its capacity to help the industry to grow, to help broadcasters to reach their potential.
Permit me, Honorable Minister, to inform you that the debt profile of broadcasters is over 3 billion naira as of today.
The minister urged the staff of the prospective agencies to focus attention on the renewed hope agenda towards building a more prosperous Nigeria. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
And still to come, Nasarawa State College of Agriculture, Science and Technology Amendment Bill passes second reading at the State House of Assembly. Please don't go away.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki, Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Thank you for staying with us. There is a need to carefully study online activities in an attempt to inform Nigerians surfing the internet, to tread on healthy grounds and expose online fraudsters. This is the focus of participants at a training program on ICT and Financial Crimes Control, convened by the House of Representatives Committee on Financial Crimes in collaboration with the Brick Mount Concept Services. Joshua Ogunjide has details.
Research shows that over 17,600 bank customers in Nigeria have been defrauded of their hard-earned income as commercial banks lost a cumulative of 15 billion naira to electronic fraud in the year 2018. Findings also reveal that 5 out of 30 Nigerian youth are internet fraudsters, while 3 out of 30 students of tertiary institutions are into internet fraud. Hence the exigency to sensitize agencies of government on ICT and financial crimes control for an effective economic and social security growth of the nation.
At the end of the training, they must have enriched themselves in both cybercrime, how to fight against cybercrime and other financial crimes.
Although ICT-based e-governance in both public and private administrations, experts explain that cyber financial crimes are principally orchestrated by vices such as social engineering, spear phishing, amongst others. Participants from NTA and other agencies were also exposed to sectoral analysis of economic and financial crimes, as well as measures taken so far by successive governments in curbing financial and economic crimes and the attendant establishment of anti-corruption agencies.
As for the NTA you are talking about, we are not operating in isolation. Of course, we have an arm of the FCC working in collaboration with the FCC as an organization in Nigerian Television Authority, and from time to time with the Savicon, we know all of these things, and we are encouraging staff to dissociate from matters that can result to economic or financial crime.
There is a lot of unawareness from the people that are defrauded in sometimes, and sometimes there is also greed because of what has been presented to them that are fake.
Measures that governments have taken so far to combat financial crime were also discussed and exposed, and the various legislations and acts that have been put in place to prevent, to fight, especially anti-money laundering activities.
Yeah, when I get to my institution, I will organize a workshop, especially for the students, to tell them the implication of financial crime, and equally the 419, the OBT, some of them are involved, and cheating in examination too is part of what we're talking about. So they have to shun it as they are heading to the prison.
Holistic interventions in terms of community-based solution and government strategic policy intervention, they agree, must be sustained for a better Nigeria. In Abuja, Joshua Okuchide, NTA News.
For any legislative arm of government to function effectively and change the narrative of misinterpretation of facts, the legislative arm of government needs ownership of a media outfit to fully inform the public. This is a submission of stakeholders at the orientation of pioneer staff of Democracy Radio held in Abuja.
Democracy Radio 104.9 FM, a media outfit under National Assembly, was inaugurated early this year to promote and sensitize the general public on legislative activities and beyond. The station has been on the waves for quite some time, but more needs to be done to efficiently deliver the purpose it is meant for. This was the reasons for a 2-day capacity building of its staff.
We here, like I said, are a manifestation of your vision, a manifestation of the vision, the objectives, the mandates you have all under your thumb because you are the Director General of Needs. But needs have existed before 2023. Nobody thought of having a radio arm of it or even a legislative center for security studies.
Director General, National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, Professor Abubakar Suleiman, while interacting with the staff of Democracy Radio, enjoined them to promote good governance of the present National Assembly.
So for 63 years of independence, we've had a lot of platform, medium. The press are there, but there's no single one under the National Assembly, under the legislature. And the Parliament remains the fulcrum, the epitome of democracy.
The DG assured them of prompt training to meet the skills required for the station to excel. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
For Nigeria to get it right in tax expenditure and move the economy to a viable revenue mobilization, there is need to check indiscriminate waivers, corruption and concessionary approvals in the system. This came to the force at a sensitization workshop on reforming tax expenditure governance in Nigeria, organized by the Civil Society for Legislative Advocacy Center in collaboration with the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
Despite abundant opportunities, Nigeria is facing revenue deficits amidst a rising debt profile. Hence the need for all sectors of the economy to reassess their revenue drive and utilization. According to Global Tax Expenditure Database 2020 report, Nigeria had a tax of 5.84 trillion naira, translating to 3.8% of its GDP, which was over 50% of its 2021 budget, and it grows higher on a yearly basis.
It is important that as we encourage businesses
as we do also give them this gesture, because you cannot have development without appropriate taxation. And if the government is saying that, okay, come and do business, we are going to do waiver for you, we are going to give you tax holiday, you are expected as a business investment entity to also reciprocate.
The data we got recently from a state in the southern part of Nigeria is that non-state actors are collecting about 1,800 naira from the informal sector, from markets, on a daily basis. The question is, how much are they earning?
Fairness, justice, and equity are issues related to tax expenditures. While big firms receive tax waivers to continue operations, poor people continue to pay higher taxes for goods and services.
Stakeholders believe that with the support of the 10th National Assembly, issues relating to tax expenditure reforms and fiscal policy space will be addressed. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
A bill to amend College of Agriculture, Science and Technology, Nasarawa State Law 2020, has passed second reading on the floor of the State House of Assembly. Adams Abdul Kadri reports that Speaker Balarabe Abdullahi also received his counterpart from Benue State on a familiarization visit.
Education, said to be the bedrock of the development of any society, thereby facilitating effective and impactful knowledge, was the issue of discussion on the floor as Majority Leader Mohammed Umar Dafu dwelled on the bill. Part of the amendment is to change the College of Agriculture, Science and Technology in Lafia from monotechnic to a polytechnic institute, and also change the provost to rector, among other changes. In their separate submissions, lawmakers call on speedy passage due to enormous benefits of the bill, maintaining that education remains the best legacy that can be bequeathed to the next generation.
So that it will be at par with polytechnic status. Mr. Speaker, this is the only item on the law that is lacking and is demanding for amendment by this Honorable House. It is on this note, I'm appealing to this House for this institution to be convenient and be comfortable. I'm appealing that this amendment should pass.
On the matter of public importance, Daniel Ogaogazi condemned the inhuman treatment method on the people of Angwasidi recently, including loss of lives and demolition of houses.
The sun and the rain, whenever it rains, is on them. Whenever the sun is on them. These people are looking for their livelihood, they are looking for means of survival. Mr. Speaker, arise to call on this Honorable House to look at this people and speak to the government of Nasarawa State. I am pleading that the government of Nasarawa State should come to the aid of these people.
This House urged the state government to urgently provide for the people of our side relief materials as a temporary measure to cushion their hardship at the moment. This House urged the state government to urgently investigate this matter and corporate involved in this barbaric attitude should be brought to book without further delay.
In another development, the Speaker, Balarabe Ibrahim, received his Benue State counterpart, Odana Adajo, who was on a familiarization visit where issue of synergy dominated discourse.
Nasarawa State maybe more things will come out after the meeting. We are here for us to appreciate ourselves so that our relationship will go through. And in no distance time, I assure him I'm going to be in Benue to pay a similar visit to him.
In Lafia, Adams Abdul Kadri, NTA News.
The Ogun State Assembly has passed its first bill in the 10th Assembly. The bill, titled Official Orders of Precedence of Public Officers and Other Persons Law 2023, was sponsored by member representing Abeokuta North constituency, Dr. Babatunde Teller, Correspondent Yemi Dalemo reports on these and other engagements at the House at plenary.
The Ogun State House of Assembly placed the suspension on the National Union of Road Transport Workers NURTW following frequent clashes and violence among the rival transport unions in Ogun State. Chairman House Committee on Transportation Oludaisi Elemide notes that there is now peace and tranquility among the transport unions in the state and moved the motion urging the House to lift the suspension. Lawmakers, including majority and minority leaders of the House, as well as members representing Ipokia, Idiroko, and Ijebu North East state constituencies, supported the motion to lift the suspension.
They are now doing well. I think there's nothing wrong in us asking the executive to, by this our resolution, lift the ban on them, settle them properly, and put principles in place that will make them to be useful to the state and well organized. On that note, may I ask those in support of the motion as seconded, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
Leaders of the transport unions operating in the state expressed appreciation to the House and promised good conduct. In another development, Speaker of the House, Olakunle Oluomo, briefed members on the names of additional 3 commissioners nominees sent by Governor Dapo Abiodun for approval. They include Olatunji Olushola Oduto, Funmi Efuakpe, and Wasiu Isiaka. The commissioner nominees are to appear before the House for screening. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
On a sad note is the report of the death of a House of Representatives member who was representing Isa Sabon Birni Federal Constituency in Sokoto State, Abdul Kadri Jelani Dambuga. Late Dambuga died in Abuja on Wednesday morning after a brief illness. Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu announced this at Wednesday's plenary. That is it on NTA Parliamentary News this evening, but you can still watch our news and other parliamentary programs on our social media handles scrolling on your screen. Thank you for watching and do have a wonderful evening. I am Ene Ojonugba.